It's Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout.
Welcome to Today in Putnam County. I'm Shan Stout, and I am filling in for Mayor Randy Porter while he is on the campaign trail. And today we are talking with two of my favorite women, and they are here in Putnam County. They know everything about the Putnam County Fair because we have Taylor Hill Cook and our president of the Putnam County Fair, Miss Brenda Gentry. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We're so glad you came today because you guys not only have important things to talk about that's fair business, but you voted on a decision that we need to get out to the public so that we don't have confusion going on. Because, you know, for any of our viewing audience and listening audience that is not aware, we were planning to have the Putnam County Fair this year, the 100th year, at the new Putnam County Fairgrounds on Tennessee Avenue, which is where the convention center is. The expo center will eventually be, but it is not there yet. And we are working on barns and other things. And we knew that this year was going to be a little bit of a challenge. You know, it was going to be a tented fair in some instances because we didn't have all the buildings that, you know, we have future plans for, but they're just not there yet. And you guys decided some important information that we need to get out. So who wants to unveil the news?
I'll let you go first.
So this year for the Putnam County Fair, we voted in our meeting, which we have the first Thursday of every month. Come join us if you want to be part of the Fair Board. But we voted last night due to not being able to have a full and complete fair, that we have decided we want Putnam County to have the best 100th fair that we could possibly put on. So we've decided to bring the fair back and listen to quite a few residents that wanted the fair to be at the old fairgrounds, but have the fair at the old Putnam County Fairgrounds.
Well, and that feels right to me. I mean, it does. You know, they recently had Taste of the Town at the fairgrounds, and you heard people saying, oh, it was so nice because we're having to say goodbye to the fair, you know, and this is one last hurrah to be able to be here. And so I think that there will be more people excited about this decision than not excited. And I know I'm excited because, you know, I wanted our fairgrounds at the new fairgrounds on Tennessee Avenue, I want it to be completely ready. It was going to have to be a magician's act a little bit for us to be able to have a fair this year. And, you know, there's just a lot of things that we're still working on, a lot of things that have to be done. And I think the nostalgia of the fair, I mean, we all just love the fair, you know, and you know, you guys were going to have to decide where everything's going to be at a new location, figure out, you know, it was kind of creeping up on us pretty fast. So I think this is a really good decision. And I know that my staff is like, woo, nostalgia. I mean, they love the old fairgrounds. And, you know, we've been going to the fair for years and years and years. So it kind of gives us all closure. We can say goodbye one last time on the 100th anniversary. So I want to talk about, you are an award-winning fair. Now, I have been to many, many fairs across time. I worked with the Tennessee State Fair for many years. I worked at the DeKalb County Fair for many years. The Putnam County Fair, you guys, multiple award-winning. It is a very competitive thing to win to be an award-winning fair. Now, we have a great board, hard-working people. Let's just clarify how hard y'all work. I don't know, you've got, what, 19 people on the board? Is that right?
We have 19 executives.
19 executives on the board.
And then we have hundreds.
And then that's the volunteer
and the volunteers, and we have a managing board, yes.
And a junior fair board, too.
And a junior fair board.
Listen, I love the junior fair board, and they're the future of the fair. And
they
you guys,
are.
You know that same as I do. It's very important to have people to come and carry the torch for you and then take over when you're ready to retire.
That's right.
Brenda, I don't know when that's going to be because you just keep working hard with us, and we appreciate. You know, being a Fair Board member, you know, we have people who maybe don't understand what that entails. But I see you guys boots on the ground when it gets closer to fair time. But even right now, you're making decisions, doing stuff, getting things ready. And tell us what that looks like and why even the two of you are Fair Board members, because it is a lot of work.
Well, I've been a Fair Board member since 2013, and it is a lot of work. It's a 12-month work ethic. Before we have one fair, we're beginning the next year's fair. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work. We have a wonderful fair board. We have many that do different things, different aspects of the fair, and it's rewarding. It's very rewarding.
And every now and again, it can be thankless, Brenda. I mean, like it's, I think the ratio of reward versus work, I mean, I see you guys out there. You're being a good person. I mean, you're giving, that is your way to give back to the community. Let's just be clear.
It is, and a lot of times it is thankless. People don't realize that it actually costs us to be on the fair board with our time, our travel, the things that we do, but it's also very rewarding.
Well, I have enjoyed working with you.
Thank you.
I enjoy watching what you guys accomplish. And I like it, when you go to state, and you see Putnam County stacking against all the other counties. Tell us what it's like to be able to, when Putnam County was awarded Fairest of Fairs, right? What was that like, and what kind of work does that take? Because that's a whole other animal in itself, so to speak.
So to be the grand champion, you have to beat out everyone else in the state that is part of the Tennessee Association of Fairs. So what we do is we have a merit report that goes out each year, and we build into our merit report new things. So every year you see new things come into the fair, tons of hours worked to put into those new events and those new things that we're trying to bring, so our community is able to have that give back, because overall this is for the community, and we want to come out with new ideas and fresh ideas every year. And so when we won the grand champion, that was just because we did great. We added all kinds of new things, and we continue to build on that every year. And now we're so full of events, we can't do any more at the old fairgrounds.
You're going to need to move to the new fairgrounds. You're busted at the seams, and that is truly.
Yes.
The other day we were in a meeting talking about how, oh my goodness, everything is expanded to the point that you don't have something for everywhere to go, and it's a good problem to have. I mean, growth is a wonderful thing, but it's also a challenging thing. Let's talk about your theme, because I'm going to say there have been years where your theme and your posters were so cute, I had to have one to frame it. I mean, they're that cute, and not every fair is that way. It's just a fair poster, but you guys really go all out.
So we didn't want just a generic AI poster. We send this off. We have multiple people review it, and then we approve it during our fair board meetings. But this year our theme is 250 years of memories and 100 years of tradition.
250 years of freedom.
You didn't know there was going to be a test, Taylor.
I didn't know.
That's why Brenda's the fair board president.
That's right. I just take
She is
notes.
keeping that theme in her mind at all times.
All times.
I love the fact that the numbers, you have a play on numbers here, because it is the 250-year America 250 years of America and 100 years of the Putnam County Fair, which is a wonderful thing. Now, let's talk about that a little bit. You've got 100 years at the Putnam County Fair, so you want to make it special. You've made some improvements. You've made some revisions. You're rebuilding things. Tell us what the 100th year is going to look like.
I'm excited. We are rebuilding our East Arena. We're trying to make it bigger. We are revamping our barnyard. Our barns are revamped. It's just going to be phenomenal.
So the animals are going to be very happy about the remodel.
Yes.
So
Yes.
speaking of animals, it's the A&I Fair. People first off want to know, what is A&I? I mean, we get that question because they see the billboard on the interstate. So visitors come in and they're like, what is an A&I fair, right?
So the fair is the Putnam County Agricultural and Industrial Fair.
That's it.
And so with agriculture, we've got poultry in our chicken house. We've got equine in our East Arena and in Main Arena some nights. We have in the barn, the hog show, the goat show, the cow show, all kinds of agricultural shows. And then we have Grandma's Barnyard, which is solely focused on agriculture. We have Pick Tennessee products. We have people in there cooking cornbread and, having good treats. We're working on everything.
I love that part, by the way.
We're working on everything that we can to just push agriculture, because a lot of kids these days, they don't get to see agriculture like we did 50 years ago. Even 20 years ago. And so sometimes kids never get to see animals like this, and then now they have the opportunity to come into our fair and see any kind of animal you can think of, even exotics.
Absolutely. Okay, now you don't just have those kind of animal shows, competitions, all the things going on. You've got the rodeo, right? Those are very popular. What would you say is your event that is the biggest crowd draw?
So our demolition derby is going to be the biggest thing.
If I had to pick one thing.
That and the monster trucks.
Yes.
The monster trucks.
I have to bring my earplugs, so pro tip.
And we have earplugs. So we have an earplug sponsor. They bring them every year.
How have I not known about this? I always bring my own earplugs. I'm too prepared.
Yeah, the Sheriff's Department, they give out earplugs every year.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay. So we've covered all the bits of the fair, and then there's the ride. So let's talk about the fact that you do this for Putnam County, that your community is your reason. It's not that people don't come from all over, because you have thousands of people that come to the Putnam County Fair every single year. It is a wonderful fair. To me, it is more accessible and easier to get on rides, to see the shows, to do the things than some of the other fairs around. I will not name names, but our fair is just, it still has the charm of a small town fair. You can get on a ride with it. You wait behind like 3 people. You're not waiting behind 50 people. I go to certain fairs and you don't ride 2 things with your kids before you go, oh my gosh, I just spent 2.5 hours and I rode 2 things and ate a corn dog, right? And I just feel like I didn't get my money's worth because I've just been waiting in line all night.
Right.
Our fair is not like that. It is lovely. It's well participated, well attended, but it just flows a little better. I don't even know why that is. It must be magic, Brenda.
I have to shout out to the James Gang. They do a wonderful job. We have a special needs day where the Putnam County schools come, and the James Gang and their crew are so good to help those children get on the rides
and they're so
make
friendly.
and make their day with pace setters. They come and they ride. It's I have to give
So they're
James
the
Gang's
secret
props.
sauce.
Well, and as far as waiting in line, the good thing about even our old fairgrounds is it's bigger than most surrounding counties' fairgrounds.
That's
true.
And so
True.
we pack it out with more rides than you'll see in surrounding counties. We have them just spaced in a certain way where you're able to go from one ride to the other and not have to have that line problem. And then when we move to the new grounds, we've got even more space.
Even more space.
And they've got more rides.
That'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. We're going to love the fair no matter where it lands because it is always so well done. We appreciate that you guys are keeping us facing north at all times, making all the hard decisions and keeping it efficient and affordable. Let's talk about what you're doing to be able to make everyone be able to come to the fair. I love this.
The first night of the fair, Thursday night, is going to be free admission.
I mean,
for Putnam
for
County.
The people in the back of the room, let's say that one more time, Brenda.
It's going to be free admission on Thursday.
On Thursday
night. We're going to have a big 250-year celebration. We're going to have a big cake. We're going to have a big shebang on Thursday night, and it's free admission.
And what a beautiful decision that was. And on that note, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about all the behind the scene things of the Putnam County Fair, what it takes to maintain your award quality status, and some new things around the corner. So we are talking to the Putnam County Fair Board about the 2026 100th anniversary of the Putnam County Fair. You're listening to Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout, and we'll see you right back here after this break.
We're back with Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County, and we, if you're just now joining us, have two wonderful guests from the Putnam County Fair Board, and we've been talking all things 2026 Fair for the 100th anniversary of the Putnam County Fair. Now, Taylor and Brenda, thank you again for all that you do for the fair. Thank the executive board for all that they do for the fair. And we all work closely together, so we see the work behind the scenes. Our listening and viewing audience may not know everything that it takes to make a wonderful fair, but they benefit from it when they arrive at the fair. You know, it's kind of like when you have a delicious cake and you just aren't there when it's been baking in the oven for an hour, but you appreciate the value and the quality when it comes out. Well, you guys are baking the cake all day long. And speaking of cake, you're going to have a giant cake for America 250 because you have two different anniversaries that Putnam County is celebrating. America 250 because, of course, America is 250 years old. And places across Tennessee are doing something to celebrate America's birthday this year and this milestone for our country. And you guys got on board as well. Now, I just want to give a shout out to the Fair Board. You know, a lot of these places received grant dollars to do their celebration for America 250. You guys did not submit grant dollars and receive money for this. You just said, hey, we want to do something to celebrate 250 years of America, too. So let's talk about that. What's happening on Thursday for America?
We thought it was special that it was the 250th year and also the 100th year of the Putnam County Fair.
In tandem,
wow.
This is amazing.
I mean, that's just a wow moment. And so we're going to be celebrating 250. On Thursday, we have free admission, like I said, and we've got a big giant birthday cake, and we are going to have the oldest veteran in Putnam County there.
I love it.
So it's going to be a big deal.
That's a beautiful thing. Now, we've talked about all the things that are going to be happening at the old fairgrounds, because if you're just now joining us, we have made an announcement that we've decided, you know, the board has said we're going to have the fair this year back at the old fairgrounds because they want to give the community the best opportunity for the best fair. We don't want to do it half done, you know, and there were certain agriculture events that were having some challenges. We were going to have a tented fair this year at the new fairgrounds because all the buildings were not going to be up, and we were aware of that in the beginning. But I love the fact that the 100th year is going to be at the old fairgrounds, as I feel like it should. It belongs there. And we're going to have this wonderful celebration. You guys have pulled all the stops, but there's a few things that are still going to be at the new fairgrounds. So Taylor, let's talk about what people can expect, because I know pageant registrations have gone out, and that's going to be at the convention center.
Yes, so pageant registrations have gone out. We're going to have 3 days of the pageant at the convention center, and that will kick off the fair right at the beginning. We're going to have senior day that will be at the fair, and then we will be having an opening breakfast at the convention center as well.
Well, and I think that's nice because we didn't want to be completely left out.
And we have air conditioning.
That's the shining moment of these events. We will be air conditioned indoors. It's going to be lovely, and we're just excited to be able to participate in a small way. So we've got all of these things going on, but for people that, you know, I remember when I was young, I would come to the fair and you would see the best biscuit, the best pickles, the best quilt, the best this, the best that, best photography. And I thought, oh my goodness, when I grow up, like I want to compete in these categories, right? Well, some of us have grown up and they go, you know what, I don't know what it takes to do that. I don't know how to do an entry for the fair. And so we get that question at the Welcome Center a lot. How do we enter for the fair? I've never done it before, but I want to. I'm kind of homesteading now, and I've got my first garden, and it's doing pretty good. Tell us where they go, how to do it. Is it worth it? I mean, because some people enter so many categories.
They do.
So we have entry day the first Saturday of the fair. Gates will open at 7 a.m. You can come in, get all your stuff ready to put out for show. We give so many awards and payouts, and all of those are actually going to be listed in our fair book, and that'll be coming out at the beginning of June. And then you can also see it on our website at putnamcountyfair.org.
Well, and I'll tell you, a friend of mine, well, it's two friends, they're a married couple. They've been competing in the fair for years, and whatever category they choose to compete in, they both do their own entry. So whether it's pickles or biscuits or whatever, they did flower arranging one year. Whatever it is, I don't know if they're pulling a category out of the hat and it's like game on. I don't know how this deciding factor happens, but they compete against each other. And they look forward to that every single year, and it gets brutal. I mean, like, they want to win. They are in it to win it. And they're making their friends just come, look, you tell us which one you think looks better, blah, blah, blah. So we're always going to the exhibit building, and it's like, oh, I don't know, I'm scared to vote. Don't want to pick sides. But people really get into it. It's sometimes multi-generational traditions throughout a family's history.
And that's what I was going to say. It's not just the adults. You don't have to be an adult. Children. We have categories for our youth that and 4-H. It's really a multi-generational.
Well, and when I was young, I competed in the photography category. And then my sister at the last minute, she did not enter. She didn't want to, and we entered for her. And she beat me, and then we let her know she beat me, and then she was like, I'm so embarrassed you entered, But then she was also tickled to death, so the next year she entered on her own.
Right.
So she was just really, really shy about it, but then when she won a blue ribbon, it was so validating to her. She was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you did that. Shame on you, but thank you at the same time.
Well, and Brenda has a ribbon that she gives out, too, for her presidential award.
Listen,
Yes.
I think that's fantastic. Now, is that really fun? Did you come up with that idea?
No, I didn't. It was passed on to me, but it is really fun. And the neatest thing about it doesn't even have to be a prize entry. It's just something that piques my interest.
You're the wild card.
Catches my attention.
I love that. That's wonderful. So you work behind the scenes, but you also, I know it's different to experience the fair in your shoes, and oftentimes, Brenda, I'm seeing you zip around on a golf cart here and there, putting out fires the whole time and just, where's Brenda? What can we do? Taylor, you are everywhere. The things that you're doing to set up and get the fair ready, I mean, that is a whole lot of work. It's hot. Let's be clear. There is no outdoor air conditioning. It is just plain old hot. You are out there doing anything that needs to be done. So what does it feel like when you finally get to the point that the doors are about to open, the people are about to come in, and this 100th year is going to feel pretty special?
I am so excited. And it is special. I mean, that's the time that you stand back and you actually look at what you've done, what you've created, what the Fair Board has created, and you get to watch the audience, the patrons enjoying it. To me,
which is the whole purpose.
And when I look out and see the stands full, oh, wow, there's no better feeling.
And that just is your moment of success. Mm-hmm. That's why you do this.
Yes.
And we put in just so many hours planning this. We meet every single month for hours on end. We have group chats that we're messaging back and forth, and emails that go out all the time to plan this. And each person that's on the executive board and even the managing board, we have groups. And so if you're part of it, you have your own thing that you run. And so each person gets their own sense of fulfillment when it's time for their event, and it all kind of comes together.
And everybody plays a different role. But, my funniest memory of last year was you guys were getting ready for the fair, and I was there on the grounds, and Dustin was there, and he was holding giant metal chickens above his head, walking them across the fairground to put these chickens on display. I think he was decorating the outside of the fair office. And he was like, no, a little to the left. Do you think that looks right? And he was just really obsessing over these heavy chickens. And I thought, the things that they're doing and the care that they're putting in every little detail that I think people don't even think about, because it just feels like magic when you show up to the fair.
Well,
it's just already done.
Thank you.
But to watch you guys in the hot, and you have a good attitude, you're all working hard together. Everybody does have their own bucket of work, but I remember when someone was injured and you guys all had to kind of pitch in and help another person with their role because they just couldn't do it all like they normally could. That's part of our community that I love. And we see that across not just the Fair Board, we see that across our community. We just work in a place where everybody helps everybody else. And that's why we live here. We love that about Putnam County. We love that about the South. And you do not disappoint. Behind the scenes, you guys are working hard. And this year, I look forward to the 100th year. I know that you will look forward when the 100th year, when those gates open and the first ticket is sold. It's going to be like, woo, we did it.
Yes.
Well, we actually have pre-sale tickets, so you could buy your tickets now if you want to.
Okay, so give us the website, because the website is going to be all-inclusive for just about any question that you have.
Yes, so it's the PutnamCountyFair.org. We'll have our schedule. You can see your entries for entry day. All of that, both fair books, the fair tabloid and the fair book will both be on the website. We've got anything about livestock, anything about our main arena events, and then how you can be a part of it if you want to, and a contact page. You can call us.
Okay, so in our last few moments of the show, let's talk about, we're reaching not only people that are listening by car, people that are streaming, people that are watching on TV on Hub Plus. We've got a broad audience here, but also there's going to be some local businesses and some patrons that may want to support the Putnam County Fair that maybe have in the past and no longer do it, or never have before, and think, oh my goodness, maybe I want to support our fair. What do they do? Who do they call? Where do they reach out?
So you can see that also on PutnamCountyFair.org. We do have that information up, or you can call. We'll take your money. You can call anybody, because we are a nonprofit, so we have to create those funds to put on the fair. So if anybody wants to support, you call any of us anytime. We'll answer. We'll take your money.
Well, and the fair is not free. Let's just be clear. It takes a lot to, you guys are basically fundraising to be able to put on this fair. So, it's not just ticket sales that are paying for the fair, right?
No, that's just a small portion of it. We have over a $500,000 budget.
Wow.
It takes a lot to put on the fair, but we have a lot of gracious sponsors, and we're always looking for new sponsors.
So if there's anyone out there that has not sponsored the fair, you have all levels. You have several $1,000s that people can throw your way, and you're very, very grateful. And you have a few $100s, right?
Yes.
So there's a very diverse level of sponsorship. So if you are a small business and you can only afford a little, that is just fine. But that's also giving them publicity, because you guys have great opportunity. When thousands of people are walking through the gates, walking around, sitting in the stands, they are seeing all the advertisements around you in all the ways. When you're advertising in the books, they're seeing it. When you're advertising on the website, they're seeing it. And so this is not just you being a good person and a good supporter of the fair, but it's a good advertising opportunity.
It is.
And this is a huge way because you're going to have so many people come in that normally wouldn't see your advertising. So we're going to get you in front of more people than most events can have in Putnam County.
Absolutely. Brenda, Taylor, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. We appreciate the new announcement, filling us in on the 100th anniversary of the Putnam County Fair. Please let the board know how much we appreciate all the hard work. And, there's a lot of counties that just don't have a fair. And we would never want to let go of our fair. We love our fair. And it takes a village. It takes a very hardworking board, and apparently hundreds of volunteers. So thank you.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
You have been listening to Today in Putnam County. I am Shan Stout, and until we see you next week, enjoy the journey.
This has been Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout.